Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fatback 4 Daily. It is Saturday, and Liverpool have managed to claim 3 points after being behind. On the 87th minute, we were behind in that game, and by 95 minutes, we'd won it 2-1. It's absolutely and utterly insane. There's no other way to call it. It's just madness. Mick just says, yes, boys and girls, amazing. I'm running out of superlatives for this side. I really am. It's like watching the game again. I thought we were quite poor while dominating, and it was just one of those things. It was, I'm finding it hard to get the words out here. Kind of poor whilst dominating. We can see the goal, but we never ever stop. We never stop. North Red says, "Get in, you animals." Kev O'Sullivan says, "So hands up, who picked 1-2? I think I picked 2-0. Jorginho's off the town. Absolutely. If I could get off the town with you, I absolutely would. The Acadian says, nothing wrong with that performance, but everything wrong with VAR. I will get onto that. There was things wrong with that performance. I am going to go that far. Mick is off the Pop World. If you're in Liverpool and you fancy a drink with Mick in Pop World, absolutely drop down there and he'll buy you a drink. Mick, who won the prize last night and refuses to tell me who he is, where he's from, his address, anything like that. So Mick, if you want that prize, please just tell me. If you don't want the prize, let me know and I'll give it away to something else. Jorginho says VAR was shocking. Never say die mentality, says Barry Holmes. It was unbelievable. Jer LFC says unbelievable. Roar down the house when we got the winner. VAR is a disgrace. Do you know something? On 85 minutes, I genuinely just thought, it's just one of these, and really was one of these days. It's going to be one of these days, lads. And it wasn't one of those days, because even when you think it's one of those days, you just can't stop believing in this team. You really can't. You're there on 85 and you're thinking, how bad's this going to be? Will we get a goal? I looked and I thought, oh, Jesus Christ. We'd scored, right? It was 1-1 and I was like, right, we'll take that. City are drawing as well. Regardless of what goes on around there, anyone else, City were drawing. Then I see Kyle Walker scored and he's made it 2-1. I'm thinking, this is down to 3 points. This could be down to 3 points, like, if we don't sort this out. Andy Robertson comes up with a goal, absolutely brilliant. And then I'm thinking, what's the injury time? It has to be, I thought 3 or 4, and he gives 5. And you know something? When he gives 5 minutes, I'm thinking, we're getting a goal here. We're definitely getting a goal here. Maverick called it 2-1, he said. Mick says, I'll sort it out after this, Gav. Cheers. He's not in Liverpool. That's grand. Wherever you are, just let me know and I'll get the details to the people that need to send you that book. But just send me an email, Mick. Send me a private message, whatever you need to do. The prize is yours. But back to the game. Acadian says 25 shots, 70 plus possession. Mane pen, Bobby goal, Mo pen, handball. What more do you want? Yeah, look, it is, but that's where it comes to one of these days. It's just, the Firmino one, by the rules, lads, he's offside because his hand is out here. And I know you can't score with your armpit and you're not allowed to score from anything below that. But it's just madness. I did see Phil from the Trippers put up a tweet though, and he said, look at the computer generated line. Why is it behind the Villa player? It's all over the shop. Jorginho says Pep must be going nuts. One of the first things that was said in their WhatsApp group when that goal went in, and literally when the final whistle went, was that's going to kill Pep. I'd say he's looking going Liverpool are 1-0 down and we made it 2-1 here. We're definitely making points back on this. We're 100% making points back on this, and then they don't. They turn around at the end of the game and go, right, is this lead down? Have they equalised? Is the lead down to 4? Is it down to 3? No, lads, it's still 6. Go fuck yourselves. Mick had a tear in his eye when the winner went in. He won't lie. Were you chopping onions, Mick? Were you chopping onions when that happened? I don't know. But look, it's just, look, send me in all your thoughts on this game, because it was very hard for me to process between minutes, say, 85 and 95. Even when we scored a winner, Origi gets the ball, I'm thinking, where the fuck are you going? Where are you going? Get in the corner. And he eventually makes the slowest attempt to get towards the corner, wins a free kicking, and that was unbelievable. Acadian says hands don't count. Is this in VAR? You see, I'm being educated every day. I'm being absolutely educated every day, because I thought it was any part of the body. literally with your hands beyond them. But if you actually look, there's no part of Firmino's body for me that looks in the way I presume that no part of Firmino's body that is allowed to score a goal was past. I think it's Tyrone Mings. It was just, So what's happening here? Why isn't the goal standing? It's absolutely mad. Dave's LFC chats, the man who gave away the book last night, he says, yes, Mane, wow, he lost it with his reaction, and that's absolutely fair enough. You'll have to bear with me, lads, because I am doing a bit of on air, what would you call it, work, and I can't even think of the word, it's gone out of my head. I use it every day, but I can't think of it now. But it's mentality monsters is the words that are being used after this game, and it just never stops. Like, I seen Stephen Warnock's reaction to, he's working for BT, and he just goes, it's no surprise, they've been relentless, not great, but being relentless. They believe in everything they're doing. Klopp just gets everything out of them, and for that ball to be swung in by Trent and then nodded in by Mane, it was just absolutely unbelievable, and what can you say about this team? Trent provides the winner, and then Mane provides Robertson with the equaliser. It's Firmino's shoulder versus Mings' knee, says Kev O'Sullivan. Right, okay, you can score with a shoulder, so it's one of those. Maverick says we are lucky to have Mane. Sorry, that's just gone off the screen. It absolutely is just gone off the screen on me. Jer says these comebacks have to be killing City. They absolutely do. Because the VAR line was incorrectly placed after the ball was kicked to make it look like the offside when he wasn't anyways, says Acadian. I'm going to have to go back and have a look at this. Atkinson was in charge of VAR, says Not Red, which are we surprised? Are we absolutely surprised? That's a game we would have lost 2 years ago. I might have settled for a draw last year, said Barry Holmes. That, you know what, Barry, you are absolutely and utterly spot on, because we get that goal from Robertson, you're thinking, we saved the point, that's brilliant. This team don't. They just think, well, hold on, there's 3 minutes plus injury time, we're probably looking at 7 or 8, we can definitely score a goal. Liverpool feel they could score 2 or 3 in this. Another lad in the WhatsApp group, when we scored an 87, went, right, now go and score another 2. He was genuinely thought we could score another 2 in the last 8 minutes. Maverick says he would love to see Pep when he hears this comeback. So would I. Because, do you know what? People will say, oh no, like, it's early on in the season. Seriously, lads, I'll put it to you this way. If we were 6 points behind City, and, if we're 6 points behind City and we score late on and we think City are losing and we think that's being cut to 3, how do we feel? How do we feel if City go and get 2 goals late on to win the game and keep that at 6 points? It's absolutely massive. Acadian says, good performance. You can't really say Villa deserved anything. We conceded from inches onside anyway. It was a fine performance. Villa seemed very up for it. I thought Villa were good. I'm going to be honest with you. I did think they were good. I thought they were. I'm not going to use the words brave, but they were decent. They were drilled well. They gave everything they had. You could see after 10-15 minutes they were well up for it. You have to give some credit to Villa, because even though we steal that at the end, they were in a position to win the game with 3 minutes to go, all things being equal. So you kind of have to, give credit to Villa. But listen, I don't mean to be bad on Villa, but I'm not one bit arsed. I'm not one bit arsed by Villa. I just think it's one of those where it doesn't matter who we come up against, we just seem to find a way. And, I see another commentary saying, they're going on like champions, they're behaving like champions, they're reacting like champions, they're finishing like champions. The mentality is of champions. I'll say it now, if we beat City next week and we go 9 clear of them, I think the league's over. And I said that in a WhatsApp group earlier, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll put my money where my mouth is, and, I won't hide behind anything or go, I'm not really sure. I think if we go 9 points clear of City next week, this league is over. And I would be absolutely astounded if Liverpool dropped a 9-point lead after beating City, if they beat City at home at Anfield. Tiger Tracy says 100% Gav, points will be dropped there this season. I thought they did a lot of fight in them. I'll give them that. They had a lot of fight in them. They well organised. Your man took his chance quite well. Alisson a little bit unlucky that it squirms underneath them. But other than that, they get the goal. They probably got the goal a bit too early. I think if they'd have got the 45 with 0-0 and then got something on 65, they could have held out. They could have, but scoring after 21 minutes or so, it's one of those where it's a long road to hold out against Liverpool. It really is. And although they held out to 87, we are knocking on the door. We are knocking on the door. What do people think of the What do people think of the midfield? Because the midfield shocked me completely with Henderson, Wijnaldum, Lallana. I definitely thought I was championing Milner to go in there. I thought it was a Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then Keita, but he went for Lallana. What do people think of that? Chris Pross says he thought Gini was dreadful away in this game and away from home. Northred said we had 80% possession. Yeah, we were controlling, but our decision making, our passing, it was off. It absolutely was. Northred says City have a few ugly ones coming up. They absolutely do have a few ugly ones coming up, and we'll see how they react to that. What else? Lovren was a touch shaking along with Lallana in the first half. Alisson saved well. Yeah. Lallana wasn't great. Let's be honest about it. He wasn't great. He gets 80 minutes, 80 minutes or so, a little bit more than that. And look, he's in there, but it was all about Fabinho, wasn't it? Can we I don't know, can we deal without him? Yeah, we can deal without him, but like, if you actually go back, I'm going to go back and look at this game tonight. I'll look at Match of the Day, and then I'll probably watch it on LFC TV when it's probably released. It could be tonight or tomorrow, but I look back at it, and I kind of pick games apart a little bit better when I look back at it twice, because, you know, the I suppose the nerves aren't at you and different things like that. So it's one of those where, I don't know, like, I just thought we were poor enough, but did dominate. And if we go up a gear in that game from 15, 20 minutes on, it's 3 or 4-1. That's just the way it is. Mick says City struggling to beat Southampton at home shows where they're at. If that form continues as theirs, we need to get on City very early next week. It's going to be an absolutely monstrous game of football. Absolutely monstrous. Lallana was decent. He should have scored. Yeah, Kev, I'm probably tired than him with a brush on his own, but I thought the midfield was poor. I thought Henderson was poor as well. The two fullbacks for me were excellent all day. Ox has got to start next Sunday. Who does he start for, Chris? Shout it at me, because I think he goes back to Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Henderson next week. I genuinely do. It's a big game, and that's what he usually goes for. But Chris, if you were starting him, who would you start him instead of, you know? Maverick said I would have had Gini in the 6th, but he looks fatigued at the moment. Would like to give him a rest. This is where the midweek's going to come in. And following up with that, Kev O'Sullivan says Salah is not right at all. This game during the week, we should win, and it's going to be interesting to see what team he goes with, because I'm telling you now, he's gearing up for this City game, and I think he sees this City game as absolutely just huge. And I think he probably does see it as a season defining game, even though it'll be second week in November. I think it'll be absolutely monstrous, and I genuinely do think that he's going to go as strong as he possibly can. If people want, Chris Pross says Gini out and Oxlade-Chamberlain in for next Sunday. We'll have to see. We will get that through the week on all our shows and all our build up to Genk and to Man City. Man City build ups will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, so we will absolutely get into that. But look, lads, it's 3 points. It's absolutely outrageous what this team are doing. I was just thinking afterwards, mentality monsters, and then I was thinking there has to be another word for it. There has to be. Is there anything bigger than mentality monsters? Because to me, find that and make this team this, give this team this name. Because just watching it, like, you see, look at the first goal, right? Manny gets it shifted inside, and Robertson makes a 30-yard run into the box off the back of their fullback or wingback or winger or whatever it was. He makes it in. He keeps his composure. He gets a good head and he scores. What's the first thing he does? Not interested in that. It's in the net. Yeah, so what? Go and get the ball. Come on. And he's the first man back to the halfway line. Yeah, little tap for Henderson, little tap for whoever the second person was. Gives him a little high five. Back. Let's go. And he's literally telling the side, no, 1-1 is not good enough. We're going back in here and we're winning this fucking game, and no one's going to stop us. That's the mentality. It's the type of play, although it was sluggish at the time, it was imposing. We just keep going, and even with 5 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go, I'm thinking Villa have to tire here, and we're still going and still going and still going. Tiger Tracy says he thought Chamberlain was great when he came on. Henderson looks tired to me. Got caught off the pace a few times. Henderson's been in bad form. Let's call a spade a spade. He's been in bad form. I don't know whether Klopp's trying to play him through it, or whether the situation with Milner having to play the full game during the week and Fabinho being out, he felt he had to go with Henderson. He may be trying to play him through it. I don't know, but he is in bad form. But the perfect game for him to put that right is City next week, and we're going to need them all absolutely on it. Barry Holmes says relentless Reds. It just didn't stop. It didn't stop. And you know something? It got to 92, whatever minutes it was, and I was still going, there's still 3 minutes here. There's still 3 minutes. Something will come up. Something will come up. We get a corner, and Trent's delivery is on the money. And lads, that's not a fluke. Mane making that run is not a fluke. Trent find them, and it's a good move, because even if he doesn't score, he gets a flick on it towards goal. A keeper might pat it down, and might hit a post, it might hit a bar. Somebody coming across that ball might nod it in. It's a calculated risk they've taken there with that free kick. I thought Trent was brilliant all day. I really do. Northred says Henderson has to be dropped. I'm sorry, lads. You know what? It may be the case, and I'm a huge Jordan Henderson fan for what he does for the side. But we'll have to wait and see. It'll all depend what he does against Genk on Wednesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I never know what day it is during the week. Henderson has to, let me see. Maverick says, as long as we don't lose against City, it's all gravy. But let's give Pep a little nightmare and try to get all the points. Yeah, and you know what? When you do something like you've done today, the best thing you can do is react and put your foot on someone's throat and squeeze. Because, I've heard people say, City, if they're 6 points behind, will take a point at Anfield. I think you're right. I think these people are right, because he'll just look and go, well, we now have them at home, and then if we can beat them at home and we can outdo them in 2 results somewhere along the season, we're back on top of them. You have to squeeze the life out of teams when you have them where you want them. And if we go 9 points clear, I just said, I just think it's. I'll put it out there, and I've said it already. I think Liverpool go on and win the league, and I think it's close to over, even though it'll be the 10th of November or whatever it'll be next week. Henderson was our fault for a goal today, but was okay in the second half, says Kev. People can't keep saying the midfield was poor with the amount of control. We had a lot of control, but I think it was. I just think it was sloppy. I genuinely do. I just think it was sloppy. Klopp said Mane was a training ground routine. Yeah, I don't think it was any fluke. I really don't. Razor says, sing us a song, Gav. No, Ray, not today. I'm not the piano man, and my throat is at me, so I won't. But I swear to God, if we beat City next week, I'll sing you any fucking song you want. Sadio Magnifico, says Razor. He's absolutely brilliant. Mane, says Razor. Ray is obviously Ray Brady, part of the Trippers, and the man responsible for all those face swaps that you see on our main feed. Andy Robbo, working class hero, says Jorginho. Just thought the mentality, and I know it keeps coming back to it, sound like Brendan Rodgers at this stage, mentality and character, but just when he scores that goal, just to see him run back, absolutely brilliant. Mank P says, what a fucking win, it was unbelievable. Let me see. Nordra says, Gav is looking for selection boxes, making predictions. I genuinely believe it. I just think, 6 points is great. 8 points last week was brilliant, but 9 after playing them. And they don't have a good, if you were 9 a day to play it twice, you go, oh, not too sure. But 9 after playing them is huge, absolutely huge. And you know what? I don't know if City are wobbling already. I don't know if it's getting to them already. But a win against them next week would be huge. A defeat against them, it's 3 points. Then it gets really, really, it's a massive shootout. And listen, bring it on regardless. But I just think a win would be absolutely huge. Let me see. Barry Holmes says, our defence is weak, and when Lovren is in for Matip, will Matip be back for the City game? I don't know what's going on with Matip. They've said 6 weeks. I've heard 6 weeks being mentioned. I don't know if that's officially come from the club, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. Acadian says City have a tough run of games coming up. Again, I did say last night I'll go and look at them, but I will go and look at them after this, especially, and I'll definitely look at them after the game next week. But it's just. I just can't get over how good that win is. To be 1-0 down after 85 minutes, 1-1 after 87, and winning the 94th. It's just, and I know people say, oh, is it the market champions? I'll put it this way. I've watched United do that I don't know how many times over the last 20 years. And they kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And they didn't stop on 90 and they didn't stop on 92. If they seen 95, they went until 95. Whether that's going to win a game or protecting a game, that's what United done. And as much as we don't like them and as much as we didn't like it happening, at the time, we are exactly like that now. And you have to go, wow, that's just the reaction as well. Acadian says, Klopp says a few weeks. That's going back to last week. I don't know. I don't think he'll be back for City. I genuinely don't. But no matter who plays next week against City, they have to be on it from the very beginning at 100% from 0 to 95. They have to be absolutely on it. Maverick says, who plays at the back for City, Gomez or Lovren? It's Lovren for me. I think Gomez is a better player than Dejan Lovren, but Dejan Lovren is in a little bit of a groove and he's getting appearances, whereas Joe Gomez is out of the team at the moment, has come in and looked okay. That's all I'd say is okay. There's been a few whispers going around that, Gomez wants out and stuff like that. I don't believe that. Gomez has to take the rough with the smooth, but I think he will see a chance with Matt about where he could probably go and, stake a claim to get in, but he needs to get in somewhere, probably against Genk during the week. He may play there, and if he plays there and he impresses, you never know. He probably suits the way City play better than Lovren for me, because City don't play an awful lot of long ball in behind you. They look to get the ball in around and play, and I think Gomez's recovery is better than Lovren's, but we'll have to wait and see. It's 2 big games coming up in the week. The Devils Club, says Mangpiece. That's United, or I don't know whether that's the Blues, the Ev telling us that we're the Devil Club. We'll have to wait and see. Nordra says Matip takes ages to get back from injury. It's something that's been niggling from what I can see, and they've just made the decision that we're gonna deal with it now rather than let it run on, and especially with the way November and December and January is gonna go for Liverpool. Paulie Walnut says Fergie time needs a new name. It's ours now. It's starting to look like that, isn't it? We're not giving up. Nordred says loads of Manx text me today that reminding them of them in the 90s. Well, there you go. Man United fans are even saying it's reminding of them of the 90s and the early 2000s. So it's just a colossal 3 points, lads. It's a great start to the weekend. We can sit back now and watch what else unfolds over the weekend. United got beaten earlier 1-0 at Bournemouth. They were poor. I think Leicester away to Palace tomorrow. They're up there. I think the last time I checked, Chelsea were winning 1-0 away to Watford after about a half an hour, and looked like they were fairly dominating that game. Maverick says Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Burnley, Man United, City's next run of league games. So I presume it's Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away. Is it Burnley? I think they're away too, and probably United at home. I will go and have a look at them. Let me see. Genk will probably have that Crouch wannabe up front, so it'll be a test for Gomez during the week. We'll have to wait and see. He's gonna have to shape this side, because getting back to Salah didn't look right at all today for me. He comes off. He doesn't look right. I can't see him playing midweek. I think they're probably gonna let him. Probably going to see what he can do up to Monday, Tuesday, and then try to get him back in with the group for the rest of the week, and go from there. Nordred says we are linked with Werner again. Do it, just do it. Do you know what? There's a case to be made now with the little niggle to Salah, and all it takes is one thing. But Origi's come in and done well. Although I like him as impact, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool done something in January just to bolster it, and the same way. Top sides in January, add one in there just to freshen it up a little bit, keep the drive going, keep the competitiveness going in the squad. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool do it. Who was your man of the match today, lads? Throw it out there. I will tell you that the Fatback 4 will be back tomorrow even. Myself, Grizz, Matt and I think Keith, 7 p.m. we'll give a proper look at this game. I'm just going on adrenaline at the minute, but I will go and have a look at the game properly. The lads will come in, give their views on it, give their man of the matches, have a look forward to Genk. It's always a good show, the Fatback 4, the main Fatback 4 show as I call it. When we get all the lads together, it does be really good football chat, it does be good reaction, it does be good argument, and then it just goes to mayhem in the last 15 minutes when we ask Grizz questions of the random variety. So join us from 7 o'clock tomorrow on YouTube and on Periscope. This podcast will be available to download, of course, not straight after this, but later on tonight. And of course, the Fatback 4 available on all your podcast apps and Spotify, iTunes, all that sort of stuff. Man of the match, Mane for Maverick. Acadian says man of the match was Mane as well. Jer has Trent. Chris has Trent. Mick says Mane wins man of the match, hands down. Do you know what? I'd actually give it to Trent. I thought he was outstanding. Kev O'Sullivan would give it to Robbo for the goal. Amazing run that late on to get there. Absolutely brilliant. How pissed off are the City fans, says Swiller. Really, really pissed off with the looks of it. Swiller, that's a new name I see on YouTube. I hope you've hit subscribe and I hope you hit that bell icon. As I said, anyone that is a subscriber, up until the 31st of October is in a chance to win a prize by the end of November. Any new subscribers between the 1st of November and the 30th of November are also in to win a prize at the end of November. So listen, if you're a subscriber, stay subscribed, tell people about it. If you're a new subscriber, stay with us, and look, you're in with a chance to win in November. So it's really good. Mankey says Heaton man of the match for all the time wasting. Not a bad show. Although I don't think Villa were as bad as Spurs last week. They were time wasting from about 6 minutes in. Look, I think that's it. We leave it there. That's 25 minutes. VAR man of the match, for fuck's sake, says Acadian. Don't start me on VAR, please. I reckon I'm going to have a row with Grizz tomorrow evening about that. And if not a row, I'll just go on a mad rant. And that's usually how it works. But look, thanks for joining us. I know it's straight after the game. But thanks a million for joining us. It's been a really good show. Your comments have been amazing. As I said, just stay in there. Stay with us. Watch tomorrow. Mankey says Later's lover. I don't know if that's directed at me. I really don't. But look, stay with us. Talk to you tomorrow at 7. And yeah, up the Reds. Mentality Monsters Plus.